What's your best advice for nurses listening out there that want to become legal nurse consultants?
So I definitely have to say getting a mentor is super helpful. Just having someone that you can ask questions and run things by. That way you're not just Googling random information and thinking that that's the end all be all, because that's not the case. There are groups for legal nurse consulting, and finding those groups is not something that is blasted on the internet. So those are things like that a mentor would actually be able to answer. That's some of the things that are in my guide. I have a list of several groups to join. Majority of them, probably 90% of them, are free. There are a couple of paid groups that I actually recommend that my nurses are super successful once they join these groups, because that is where you actually find the jobs and where you network. Networking is so big with legal nursing. So I would suggest, getting a mentor so you can ask questions. You're going to need your basic class, and then you're going to need a work product. So you have to figure out how to get that. I have a report writing class that has an actual sample report attached to the end, and the feedback that I get from that. So what I did is the class is self-paced, but then I meet with you on Zoom and tell you why I corrected what I corrected on your chronology and your summary. And I really feel like that is what the nurses need. They need that one-to-one time to really figure out those small things like that. A lot of people take report writing classes, but it has the sample report, but there's no feedback. And so it's really hard when you don't get feedback from it.
Yeah, a couple of things that I picked up on. I can't agree more with having a mentor. I am just interested in all the different facets of non-traditional nursing. So I have been trying to learn more about LNC, and there's not a lot out there. It's very, very basic. So having someone that can help really open those doors is super, super important. Erin comes highly rated from my network. And also, I can't agree more with networking too. It's
Yeah.
huge. It's huge. It's huge in writing. It opens doors that I didn't even know were there. I keep equating it to like a secret handshake or like a secret knock on a door, and like a path or like a secret door just opens and you had no idea it was there to begin with. Just putting yourself out there and saying hi and introducing yourself is huge. So I definitely agree with networking.
Yeah, you never know when those connections are going to come back to you. Like one of my clients, she had a friend who did legal nurse consulting. She sent him a message and said, "Hey, I got my certificate. I have my work product. I would really love to subcontract for you." She was really disappointed because she said he was like, "Okay, send it over." And she felt like he really wasn't like excited for her. He didn't say, "Oh, I can use you," or anything like that. He just told her to send her information over. Well, what happened was 6 weeks went by, and then he called her and he was like, "Hey, I have this case. Can you do it?" And she was like, "Oh, wait, what?" So there's lots of instances like that. I've had a nurse who literally just talked to an attorney in the parking lot and was able to get some cases from her. One that the family member, so this is a big thing. I always tell people, hey, do you have attorneys in your family or any of your friends, spouses,
Mhm.
attorneys? Do you know anyone who's an attorney that might have a connection to a med mal or personal injury? Like those are ways to connect to. I don't always tell them to do that, but I tell them to try to go that route. Like if you have that, then talk to them, tell them you have questions, or just at least let them know that you're starting as a legal nurse consultant. Because I've had several of them get jobs because they came back and we're like, hey, didn't weren't you saying you were doing LNC work, And so networking is just huge. You just never know when that relationship that you built, even 6 months ago, that somebody's going to come back, and then you might have work for a year from that.
So interesting to tap into your like in real life network too. Like I
Mhm.
always forget that I have like friends in real life that I can ask
I know.
about too. I feel like my friends don't
Yeah.
have those type of jobs though. They're mainly engineers. I have a huge pocket of engineers around me. It's wild. So I don't know if they'd be that helpful with that, but that's great advice.